Well, hello everybody and welcome back to Lisa's Coloring Corner. AJ Bailey sent me this book. Now, this may look familiar to you. I did do a flip through of this book a while back and it looked like this. So it is Mindful Mandalas, Relaxing Adult Coloring Book, Volume 1. It does say new up at the top. There were a number of comments about this book. He took all the comments and feedback from me. He updated the book. So he came out with a new version. A lot of people don't like the thin lines. He had quite thin lines in the first version. So he went back to the drawing board, pun intended, came out with this enhanced edition. Okay, so let's compare this book to the first book, and you're going to notice some big changes. The very beginning of the book is the same. So we have the cover and we have the reverse. Okay, now you're going to notice the back cover is a little bit different. Some of them are the same and some of them are different. Okay, so this is the updated version. So let's look inside. And I'm not going to compare the whole book, but you're going to get a gist of the updated version. Okay, so the title page is pretty much the same, except for it is now color by AJ. Okay. Then the nameplate page is the same. The about this book is the same. And then we get into the pictures themselves, which are different. Okay, so for instance, like this first one is quite different, but you're going to notice it's larger and thicker lines. Now, he did leave some of the line work in here thinner, so there is a variety of lines in the mandalas. Some of these will resemble the old version, but it's just thicker. Like for instance, this one. We had this one in the first version, which, yeah, as you can see, quite thin lines. Now, like for me, when I work with my gel pens, and I did do one in here with the gel pens. So the thinner lines didn't, bother me for that, but I know many of us like to use alcohol markers, and these are single-sided, so, you can use alcohol markers. Pretty hard to do that with these thin lines, but you'll notice now the lines are much thicker. So yeah, I think the vast majority of us prefer this version over that version. Okay, so like I said, some of these are totally different and updated. Like for instance, this is the old version. Quite hard to color something that teeny with alcohol markers, so he did update it to this. And yeah, I think that is a vast improvement. And something like that, much easier to color than something like this. This isn't real bad, but the thicker lines, of course, just make it much, much easier for alcohol markers. Now this one is totally redone for the most part. This was extremely teeny, and now he has changed it to this. Again, much, much thicker, much, much easier to color in the new version. And I really like these mandalas. Again, very, very thin lines. Much, much nicer. So you kind of get the gist of where he went now with this updated advanced version, right? So I'm not going to continue showing the old version. We are just going to look at the new one. And then I'll have some info for you at the end when we're done flipping through this that I thought was very kind of AJ. So yeah, I really like these. As before, he does leave a line over here and a place for a date. So whether you want to put your name, whether you want to put what you colored it with, you know, you can do what you want on that line. He is working on some new books, which we will get some sneak peeks at the back of this book. Aren't these neat? Oh, I love that. Here's an easier one. That would be fun with alcohol marker. I think this is the one that I did in the first book. Maybe a neat one for Valentine's Day. I believe this one was in the first book as is too. These lines might be thicker though. So again, some of the lines were left thinner, and then but the vast majority of them are made thicker. Love this one too. I didn't get a chance to color one in this book before I did my flip through. Pretty Snowflake. Oh, love this one too. Definitely going to get out some markers or gel pens. Oh, I could see this one in multicolor, right? Or even the opposite, you know, do like a two-tone. Very limited palette. These are definitely my kind of mandalas. Again, it's the symmetrical balance that really draws me to a mandala. Butterfly in the middle. At least that's what it looks like. I should do a future coloring chat out of this book. I like this. The end, or is it? The following pages are examples of upcoming coloring books I am working on. To be notified of new books and pages, sign up at, and it has his website. If you want to pause and jot this down or do a screenshot, HTTPS, which means it is a secure website, and it's colorbyaj.com/sign-up. So you'll know when he comes out with new books. This is one book he's working on. It's called Intricate Mandalas, Volume 1. Love that. Here's another picture from that same book. And then we have Mindful Mandalas, Volume 2. So he is working on a Volume 2 of this book. And another one. And then we have Relaxing Patterns, Volume 1. So he is coming out with a patterns book too. And there is another pattern. Then Geometric Mandalas, Volume 1. And you know this one's going to be up my alley because I love my geometric patterns as well as mandalas. So, yeah. I am going to love this book, I am sure. And here is another one from that book. And oh, I do love that. Very cool. The end. It says, I hope you enjoyed this coloring experience. If you did, can I ask you for a small favor in the form of an honest review? It doesn't have to be long, just a sentence would be appreciated. Gives you the direct link to put that review in, colorbyaj.com/mindful. And I will also leave a link to this updated book on Amazon. He does give you a color test page and a practice sheet. And then he does give you a blotter sheet that if you are working with alcohol markers, you can put this behind your page. Now, if you do go over a spot or you do have juicy alcohol markers, I would suggest instead of this thinner sheet, maybe using a sheet of cardstock. I never use the thinner sheets when I'm coloring with alcohol markers. I always use cardstock because it's thicker and you know it's not going to leak onto your next page. So, and then there is a blank sheet at the back. Okay, now what AJ told me when he told me that he was sending me this enhanced edition is because there were people that were a little disappointed with this first edition. If you purchase this before October 2nd, because he did put a couple of different editions out before he came up with this here final edition. This first edition, again, if you purchased it before October 2nd, let me make sure I get this correct, and you are not happy with this and you would like this version instead, all you have to do is contact him. I'm going to put this info right up here and we are going to zoom in. Oh, and it's my focus again. Darn it, I hate it when I do that. Okay, we'll get it. Oh, my goodness. Okay, let's get on to Zoom. Okay. Now, okay, it says, if you bought the first edition or first version and you're not happy with it, he will send you a replacement copy for free. All you have to do is send your Amazon invoice, showing your order number and, that you purchased it, to aj@colorbyaj.com. Here he does state, that he changed it a couple times, so if anyone bought it before October 2nd, he will send you a new copy of this updated version. So again, you can just send an email to aj@colorbyaj.com, attach a screenshot of your Amazon invoice, and he will get you a free copy of this new and improved copy. So I will put this information down in the description below too, in case you didn't have a chance to jot that down and you do want an updated copy for free. So yeah, if you're not real happy with the first version, you did purchase it and you don't like the thin lines, you want the thicker lines, yeah, just shoot him an email and he so kindly will send you a free replacement. Very nice of you, AJ. I thank you so much for sending me this to show on the channel. So thank you so much for joining me. I hope you did enjoy this updated flip through, and if you did, please hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe if you're new to my channel. I hope everybody's having a great day, and as always, happy coloring. Bye guys.